Hey guys, Jessica here. So today I'm going to talk about the differences between Roth and traditional, and more importantly, which one is right for you. And I know that this is one of the most annoying and confusing topics in all of personal finances, mainly because the tax code is actually annoyingly complex. But if done right, this could be one of the biggest optimizations for your personal finances. And so I'm gonna do my best to try to simplify this topic as much as possible for you guys. So to start, what Roth and traditional refers to. Roth and traditional has to do with tax-advantaged retirement savings. And so you could be saving for retirement in an IRA or individual retirement account or through your company's 401k. There are Roth and traditional IRAs, and there are also Roth and traditional 401ks. They work very, very similarly. So I'm going to be covering this topic or this concept at a high level here. So how they work. So the main difference between Roth and traditional is the timing of when you pay your taxes. Both of them are tax advantaged. But in the case of traditional, you pay Uncle Sam nothing now, and then you pay your taxes when you're old in retirement as you make withdrawals from that account. And then with a Roth, you pay all of your taxes now, and then you pay nothing in retirement. And so then, given that, figuring out which one makes sense for you really depends on your specific situation, and even more importantly, what your tax rate is now. And so basically, if your income and your tax rate are currently relatively low, go with Roth. Meaning, if you're in school and working side jobs, summer internships, or if you're a new grad and you're in your first or second job out of school, go with Roth. On the flip side, if your income and your tax rate are starting to creep up, say you're making more than $150K a year, that's when you should start thinking about traditional. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to time it so that you pay taxes when your tax rate is low. And the government gives you the choice, do you want to pay taxes now or do you want to pay taxes in retirement? And the challenge here is that obviously there's no real way to figure out exactly what your tax rate is going to be in retirement. The tax system literally changes with every single new president. But there are moments in your life when you know that your tax rate is low, like when you're in school. And so in those moments, try to take advantage of that to put as much money as you can in a Roth. And otherwise, don't stress too much about it. Again, there's no real way to know exactly how much you're going to be paying in retirement. So then if you assume that actually your tax rate in retirement is going to be roughly the same as what you're paying today, then actually the choice doesn't matter. It actually works out to be exactly the same. Let me show you why. Say you had $1,000 that you wanted to invest and that your tax rate today is roughly 30% and that you expect your tax rate to stay roughly the same, also 30% in retirement. So in that case, so $1,000 that you want to invest, 30% tax rate. In the case of traditional, basically what happens is say you take that $1,000, you invest it into the market. So remember, you don't pay taxes until the end when you retire. So let's assume that you're getting 9% return annually, and then over 30 years, that will grow to $13,268. And then you pay taxes then, at the end when you retire, which means that at the end of it, you're left with $9,288. So that's the case of traditional. And then if you take the case of Roth, say you start off with $1,000, and then you pay taxes on that today. So that goes down to $700 immediately today, but then you get 9% return. And over 30 years, you're left with $9,288. It basically works out to be exactly the same. And that's it. If you take away nothing else from this video, it's that no matter which one you pick, the most important thing is that you should be saving for retirement in the first place. The choice of Roth versus traditional is secondary, and either way you go, it's going to be a tax win. Also, I wanted to mention that there's a bunch here that I didn't cover, a lot more nuances around the specifics between Roth and traditional. So some examples of this. As you start getting closer to maxing out, say you want to max out your IRA at $6,000 a year, which is the limit for 2021, then that has implications on, Roth or traditional, which one is better. Also, state taxes. Maybe you live in a high tax state today, and you think that maybe in the future when you retire, you might live in a lot lower tax state. You might even live abroad. Another thing to think about is if there's a chance that you might want to early withdraw the money from your retirement savings, meaning you want to pull the money out before you turn 59 and a half. There's a lot of implications for Roth or traditional in that scenario as well. So basically, if you guys want a more detailed video on any of those things, leave us a comment below and let us know. I wanted to call out also that you can sign up for Uprise. I'll link to us in the description below. But basically, if you're trying to figure out should you go Roth or traditional or other financial optimizations that you might be leaving on the table, we take a look at your situation, can help you figure all of those things out, and we do it completely for free. So definitely check us out. We have on average, put 100K in net worth back into people's pockets. Other than that, if you'd like to see more videos like this one, please give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and click the bell for notifications. See you guys next time.